Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm George.
Yeah. Now, on behalf of TechStep, I welcome all the dignitaries on Zoom Live. I welcome the Dr. Mahesh Joshi sir of George Mason University, Virginia, USA, and he is also an innovator of the Biggie Bills, an online tool for strategic thinking for enterprises. I welcome Mahesh Joshi sir. Yeah. Yeah. On behalf of CDP program, I welcome Executive Director of TechStep and Mission Director of Genie Project, RMP Jawar sir. Yeah. I also welcome Bindu Balakrishnan Madam, AGM of TechStep and Manager of the Genie Network program. Now I request Mr. Satish Shende, State Coordinator, to give the brief introduction. Satish Shende sir, please. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All esteemed guests, Dr. Joshi sir, Mr. Jawahar sir, Mrs. Bindu Madam, Mr. Thai Gajarajan sir, Mr. Ajit Sahanke sir, Dr. Tatpay sir, and dear all Maharashtra SEO network members. Good morning, all of you. We come here from various places of Maharashtra on behalf of TechStep. I welcome all of you in this inaugural function of 2 days residential capacity development program for Maharashtra SEO network members. Now I am going to talk in Marathi language. महाराष्ट्रामधील विविध जिल्ह्यातून जवळपास 45 NGOज या प्रोजेक्टमध्ये समाविष्ट झाले असून त्यांना ऑथराइज्ड मेंबरशिप सर्टिफिकेशन प्राप्त झाले आहे. आपण सर्वे ऑन कॅपॅसिटी नीड्स असेसमेंट अँड मॅपिंग स्टडीज अमंग COCs या सर्वेमध्ये तसेच टेक्स्टेप फॉर इंडिया स्मार्ट ग्रिड फोरम स्मार्ट इन्क्युबेटर अवॉर्ड फॉर 2022 यासाठी सक्रिय सहभाग आपण दर्शवला होता. यासाठी मी सर्वांचे व्यक्तिशः आभार व्यक्त करत आहे. या प्रोजेक्ट अंतर्गत वुमन्स राईट्स अँड राईट्स बेस्ड अप्रोच या हँडबुकचे आपण मराठी भाषेतून ट्रान्सलेशन केले गेले आहे. ऑनलाईन सेक्टरचे महत्त्व आपण सर्व जाणतोच आणि हे सतत वाढतच आहे आणि या दृष्टिकोनातून या प्रोजेक्टच्या अंतर्गत समाविष्ट असलेल्या देशातील सुमारे 25 NGOजची आपण मोफत गुगल साईट तयार केली असून ती आता कायमस्वरूपी ऑनलाईन लाईव्ह आहे. तसेच महाराष्ट्रातील सुमारे 20 NGOजचे डिजिटल कार्ड्स आपण तयार केले असून लवकरच या सर्वांचेच आपण गुगल साईटही तयार करणार आहोत. आपण महाराष्ट्र नेटवर्कसाठी महिन्यातून एक अशी ऑनलाईन मीटिंगही घेत आहोत जेणेकरून आपण सर्वजण कनेक्टिव्हमध्ये राहू. अशा प्रकारे महाराष्ट्र नेटवर्क या प्रोजेक्टच्या अंतर्गत कार्यरत आहे. पुन्हा सर्वांचे स्वागत आणि धन्यवाद. आता या कार्यक्रमाची पुढील सूत्रे मी डॉक्टर ताटवे सर यांच्याकडे सुपूर्द करीत आहे.
Yeah, thank you, Satish. Yeah, thank you, Satish Shende sir. Now I request Bindu Balakrishnan Madam to give the opening remark of this inaugural function. Over to Bindu Ma'am, please.
3 decades we have promoted so far 400 technology-based ventures, and we also continuously work with international development agencies like World Bank, European Union, UNDP and UNIDO in skill development and incubation of various target groups. So I'm glad to present the progress of this project. The European Union supported Gender Enabling Network of Innovation and Entrepreneurship CSOs for Climate Ventures. In short, we call it Genie. Genie was supported by the European Union from December 2019. This addresses three important domains such as civil society organizations, women economic empowerment, and climate change. The project intends to support and enable civil society organizations to promote women entrepreneurship in the climate change areas, especially in the adaptation areas. So the project is dedicated to working towards bringing in knowledge access to the CSOs in terms of series of capacity development programs, business incubation facilities, funding access, mentoring and hand-holding support. So the project tries to build a small incubator labs in each of the CSO network which we are building. So far we have promoted built a network, a national network of 430 CSOs from 8 states, basically Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, UP and West Bengal. In Tamil Nadu, we have about 150 CSOs, and in all of the rest of the states, nearly 30 to 40 CSOs are there in each of the states. In the last 2 years, we have developed 4 studies. Basically, one is the handbook on women rights, because we feel that it's very important for the CSOs to know what is the women rights before they develop women entrepreneurship initiative in their regions. And we have conducted 3 studies, of course, with a lot of support from the CSO network. One is the capacity needs on CSOs, challenges of CSOs, and what is the impact of COVID-19 on CSOs. So based on the inputs from the capacity needs assessment, we had a series of programs in each of the states. Now we have done capacity development programs for 600 CSO staffs. And we also developing a network or mentor network on subject matter experts in management, women rights, incubation, to support the CSOs, especially for enabling one-to-one mentoring for the CSOs to bring in best practices in these areas. So we are also developing an ICT platform, basically for knowledge share, and also to build an online platform for the products which have been supported or developed by the women entrepreneurs.
Recording in progress.
At the end of in the next 2 years, we'll also be directly supporting women entrepreneurs in 3 areas, like in 3 scales. That is women standalone ventures and women group ventures, and again women supporting women ventures. So these are the 3 forms we'll be supporting women entrepreneurs through the CSOs, of course. In the next end of the 2 years, we'll be promoting or reaching out to 1,000 women social ventures through this national network. So that is from my side on the progress on the project which we have been doing for the last 2 years. So I wish you all the best for this capacity development program. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks Bindu madam for your opening remarks. Now I request Dr. Mahesh Joshi sir to give the inaugural message. Yeah, please sir, over to Dr. Mahesh Joshi sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Katpuje. Thank you for inviting me here. I am very pleased to be part of this effort. My name is Mahesh Joshi. I am a professor of entrepreneurship and strategic thinking in George Mason University in Virginia, USA. And I've worked in the past with Dr. Katpuje, and that's how I was connected with this. Ms. Bindu Balakrishnan, thank you for giving the update on what TrackStep is doing about women's entrepreneurship. So my journey of entrepreneurship is very low, but my research journey about women entrepreneurship is about 5 years old. I have 2 other research partners with me. 3 of us have collected last few years, MBA students, female MBA students, intentions to become entrepreneurs. And in that we've been studying, and what we have realized is that exactly as Ms. Balkrishnan said, it is not easy for women to become entrepreneur, not only in India, anywhere in the world. And therefore, the capacity building is very critical. And so what I'm going to wish everybody good luck, that please be mindful that what has worked in the past to promote entrepreneurship for males does not necessarily work for females. And my research, I will, in next few minutes, I will share what I found and what we need to keep that in mind towards capacity building. So, when I started doing women entrepreneurship research, the existing literature was very clear that if you have students in class and if you survey them, that do you want to become entrepreneur? Do you want to start your own business? Most likely, male students will say yes. Very unlikely, female students will say yes. And this is not only in India, it is all over the world. The research shows that women don't tend to comment about their intentions to become entrepreneur. So that question intrigued us. We said, why is it that women are not willing to become entrepreneurs? So last 3 years, we've been collecting data from MBA students, male students and female students, and we've been comparing their answers. So, Dr. Takuje, if I take 2 minutes to explain my research, what we found is that, number one, in general, women tend to take less risk compared to men. And because of that, two cyclical challenges happen. The formal financial institutions don't like to give financial support to people who are not willing to take risks. So one outcome, not only in India, everywhere else in the world, one outcome is women entrepreneurs kind of get left behind from formal financial institution support. That is all the more reason what SEO network is doing and what TrekStep is doing becomes very important. Because we have to go out of our way, and whatever has worked for last 200 years for male entrepreneurship, we have to revisit that. We have to
for taking time and giving the inaugural message. As you invented the Biggie Bills as one of the best gamification tool for strategic management, on this occasion I request you that you make the version of the Biggie Bills in such a way that it will be useful for the grassroots entrepreneurs, so that they can use such type of things international to national. Thank you very much for sparing the time and giving the inaugural message. Now, one more guest is also in the audience, Mr. Ajit Saruke. He is the director of the Janta Sarkari Bank, cooperative bank, which works for the women, those who are working in the entrepreneurship, and specifically for the marginalized women. So I request Saruke sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग. माझ्याकडं खऱ्या अर्थानं सरांनी जी जबाबदारी दिलेली आहे या निमित्तानं ते माझे मार्गदर्शक तात्पुजे सर. खरं तर महिला उद्योजकांना चालना देण्यासाठी बँकेची भूमिका काय असावी हा विषय खऱ्या अर्थानं गरजेचा होता. कारण ग्रामीण भागातील महिला ही पुढे येताना दिसते आणि पुढे आणण्याचं काम जोपर्यंत तिच्या हातात आर्थिक बळ येत नाही, सक्षम होत नाही, तोपर्यंत ती होणार नाही. हा एक उद्देश डोळ्यासमोर ठेवून या महाराष्ट्र सीओ नेटवर्क सदस्यांच्या मार्फत सरांनी जो हा प्रोग्राम या ठिकाणी आयोजित केला आहे, त्या प्रोग्राममध्ये आपण सर्वजण महाराष्ट्रातून आलेले सगळे सभासद या चे आमचे राज्य समन्वयक श्री सतीश शेंडे सर या सगळ्यांचं, त्याचबरोबर आपल्याला ऑनलाईन असलेले डॉक्टर मोहन जोशी साहेब, जवाहर सर, बिंदू मालूम मॅडम या सर्वांच्या सहकार्यानं, यांच्या सगळ्यांच्या मार्गदर्शनानं खरं तर आजचा हा प्रोग्राम आपल्या इथं होतोय. यामध्ये सगळ्यात महत्त्वाची भूमिका म्हणजे महिलांचं सक्षमीकरण बँकांनी कशा पद्धतीनं करावं, कशी महिला जर पुढे आली तर महिलेच्या बाबतीत एक कुटुंब म्हणून तिच्याकडे पाहिलं जातं आणि हे कुटुंब ज्यावेळेला सक्षम होईल ते सक्षम बनवण्याचं काम एक महिला कशी पद्धतीनं करेल आणि त्यामध्ये बँकेची असलेली भूमिका, रिझर्व्ह बँकेनं घालून दिलेले नियम, भारत सरकारच्या अटी यावर आधारित ही कार्यशाळा आज आपल्या इथं संपन्न होते. या निमित्तानं मी बँकेची भूमिका मांडणारच आहे, पण याशिवाय या निमित्तानं सरांनी हा प्रोग्राम जो या ठिकाणी घेतलाय त्या प्रोग्रामला माझ्या सर्व बँकेच्या वतीनं, कारण महाराष्ट्रातील एक अग्रगण्य म्हणून माझी जनता बँक ओळखली जाते, त्या बँकेच्या माध्यमातून मी आपणा सर्वांना शुभेच्छा देतो आणि थांबतो. धन्यवाद.
Dr. Deepak Darguje, esteemed guests, I'm very happy to see all of you. In fact, it's a pleasure. I just wanted to be there, but coming from US to Satara might have been much easier than coming from my place to Satara. It takes nearly 2 days' time. Then Dr. Deepak Darguje said that it is very nice of him to say that I can present from Zoom meeting also. I should in fact thank Dr. Deepak Darguje for making opportunity for meeting all of you and Mr. Mangesh Joshi, Professor Mangesh Joshi and others. It's a real pleasure. I'm very surprised to see that so many people are up and awake and ready for a meeting on a Sunday morning. Normally Sunday mornings are really a forbidden zone. We don't after a lot of Netflix and Prime Video on Saturdays and enjoying the Saturdays, it is very difficult to keep one alive on a Sunday morning. And I'm very thankful to all of you for being here. First of all, my sincere thanks to my colleague Bindu Balakrishnan and Mr. Tyagarajan, who are also here. And they are the real people who have been working on ground and achieving things. Of course, Bindu shared especially some of the which we are trying to address. And also she explained about Trexter. As I put it in a very brief manner, whatever she has been said. Trexter is the first science and technology entrepreneurs park, which is a technology business incubator, an incubator for entrepreneurship and innovation in the country. It was started way back in 1985. I joined in 1989. I am still caught up in entrepreneurship and innovation like Professor Maharashtra Joshi and Dr. Deepak Darguje. This is a one-day ticket. Once you start with the entrepreneurship and innovation, those areas are very sticky areas. You can't get out of it because it is so inspiring and you feel that air of freedom. You feel people with enterprising skills. You feel that people are creating a new world. Therefore, you want to engage with them more and more. I think in that sense, I have been very blessed with working with more than 300 entrepreneurs for the last 3 decades. And I had the pleasure of working with Dr. Deepak Darguje in one of the projects maybe 20 years back, and UNDP project, followed by some other project as well. And I have very high regard for Dr. Deepak Darguje, his tone, tenor, and also his gravitas. He has been with me in Silicon Valley. I had the pleasure of visiting a lot of very interesting organizations and individuals in Silicon Valley, many places, for nearly 10-15 days, maybe I think so. That is maybe 10 days. It was a very memorable time. And so that's about entrepreneurship. As you know, CSOs, civil society organizations, are very, very important for the society because they only provide the last mile reach for bringing benefits to those who are unreachable otherwise. There are many people who cannot be reached with the government. There are many people who cannot be reached with the markets. But these are the people who can be reached with dedicated efforts of civil society organizations. I therefore think civil society organizations are champions of development. Without civil society organizations, I don't think real development and equitable development and an inclusive development is possible. Therefore, I think you are the real heroes of the European Union projects. Heroes and heroines, European Union project. I really got seduced by this European Union project because the thrust on civil society organization. As you know, civil society organizations is nobody's baby. We are left alone. We have to mend ourselves, and then we have to take care of our beneficiaries also. We have to depend on some kind of stupid schemes, sometimes run by stupid organizations, and we have to make it meaningful. We do all this kind of magic, and yet we are not being taken care properly. And we are seen as if we are NGOs. We are seen as if we are very worse than entrepreneurs sometimes, I think. Sometimes we are seen as people who are trying to make money, and people who are NGOs are seen as if they are making. But the real thing I felt on the ground is I found some of the very great individuals whom I had only read in books in CSO community. I read about great personalities like Jawaharlal Nehru, whom my namesake I was telling first, and then Mahatma Gandhi and many others. But then I've seen a lot of living Gandhis and Nehrus among civil society organizations. And they are working with people, they want to do something for people, but otherwise, I think in this society nobody takes care of others. They just take care of the family, they just take care of their customers because the customers pay for you, and they just take care of their bosses. But here is a community who takes care of the people who are left out of the race, people who require to be developed, without whom any society cannot be developed. If you want an equitable society, you need people of all the sections to be developed. In fact, most important is those who are not reachable need to be accessed and developed, and that can be delivered only by civil society organizations. And in that sense, I think this civil society organization development project of European Union has a lot of meaning, and therefore I am very proud and very happy to get associated with this. And I'm also very thankful because that gave an opportunity for me to meet all of you. In fact, we have been doing this program in 8 states. I was in Rajasthan, where similar people with one of our colleagues, we were able to meet a lot of CSOs. When we meet CSOs, we do not meet one CSO. When we meet CSOs, we meet hundreds and thousands of people among the CSOs. The CSOs always worry about, they always think about, they always talk about the community they represent. Therefore, I think when we have 36 people here, I feel that we are addressing 36,000 people's 36,000 or 3.6 lakhs people's benefits and concerns and their this thing. Therefore, I think civil society organizations are very important. The civil society organizations' capacities need to be developed, and therefore this project has a lot of relevance. Number one. Number two is, as Professor Joshi has very beautifully said, because that's a speech where I can understand properly. I can't understand Marathi, unfortunately, but since Professor Joshi tried to talk in English, that was easy for me. The importance of women participation. Women, as you know, is left out of the race. 50% of the people, if you are not able to provide an equal opportunity for them to develop, and we are not going to go anywhere. If a society has to grow, then it has to address this section of the population which are not being developed. Hope I'm able to. I'm still on the link.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, because the images are this is okay. Now, women entrepreneurship development is a very challenging area, especially for people at the bottom of the pyramid. We can talk about women entrepreneurship development program for upper sections of the people and people who are very educated. Whenever we talk about women entrepreneurship development, we find a lot of people from the upper state of the community taking the center stage, and they get all the benefits. But what happens is actually, if you see other community, people at the bottom of the pyramid are the sections who use women power more for their own welfare. The women who are at the bottom of the pyramid, they go for self-employment ventures, they go for small enterprises, but they are very underserved. Their needs are not being met. For example, one of the needs that has not been met, immediately all of you know, is the financial needs. I know that there are many cases in which these women have no credit linkage, or whatever credit that has been given to them is sheer exploitation. Therefore, we need to bring more resources to the access of the women at these sections of the at bottom of the pyramid sections. And another thing is knowledge. Absolutely, for women at the higher end, we have access to knowledge, we have access to networks, but at the bottom of the pyramid, the knowledge transfer in terms of marketing, in terms of other aspects of doing business is hugely challenged. In fact, there is no awareness that real knowledge can really make them go fast. In fact, there is no awareness that there are systems by which this knowledge can be acquired easily. So therefore, under this project, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to reach those women who need knowledge transfer, who need good credit linkages, who need handholding, who need escorting, and we are trying to enable them. We are trying to promote nearly 1,000 ventures in certain areas. What are those certain areas? That brings us to the third dimension I want to address, that is climate change. As you know, climate change is a huge threat. Climate change is a problem which is going to affect less developed countries or developing countries much more than developed nations. For example, the developed nations, the Western nations, have the good infrastructure to at least protect their people. But whereas when you come to a country like India, we have huge number of population who are at the bottom of the pyramid, who doesn't have good infrastructure in terms of many services that are available to them, that ought to be available to them. They do not have proper shelter, housings, and workplaces. You all know that. But then when there is a climate event, when there is a drought, or when there is a huge downpour, these are the people who are going to be affected. So the climate change does not affect the rich and poor in the same way. The climate change affects the poor people intensely, and the kind of impact, the negative impact, the climate change, the poor people have to endure because of climate change is unbearable. And most of these effects, be it in terms of loss of revenue for the family, be it loss of health, all this have to be endured by the women. So again, it is the women and the climate change, women and the bottom of the pyramid who will have to undergo this negative impact of the climate change. In climate change, if you have to challenge climate change, we know there are two areas. One is the mitigation area, the other is an adaptation area. In area of mitigation, we are trying to reduce the carbon emissions, and that can be done by anybody, that can be done by company. But when we come to adaptation, when we want to adapt to climate change, when we want to protect this negative impact of climate change, the society from the negative impact of the climate change, I think we need to again depend on CSOs, because CSOs are the people who are very close to, there is a very important role CSOs can play in the adaptation sector in the climate change area, because that is where the capacity building for attention. So in this direction, this project is a marriage of and also bring innovation and entrepreneurship. Therefore, I think this is a very, very unique project. It was my pleasure to get associated with this with you in this.
Yeah, hello.
University here, thank you very much. And in fact, we are looking at a larger project. We have 420 organizations across India working with us like you. Therefore, I am very glad that you will be part of this network, and we will do a very good work for the EUGD project, for our community, for our nation, and for the world in fighting climate change. Thank you very much, Dr. Nandudeji. I do not want to pay you anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now, with the inaugural function now, Western University and inventor of Biggie Bills to give the inaugural message. I also thank to RNP Jawahar sir for sparing the time and giving the how to go ahead and what is about the next step EU India Genie project. I also thank to Bindu Balakrishnan madam who gave the opening remarks and started this program with a good direction. I also thank to Thai Rajan sir for his valuable help from time to time during the implementation of the project. I also thank to Mr. Ajit Sahankhe, Director of the Janta Cooperative Bank Limited, Satara, who is always supporting to us for the many activities related to the entrepreneurship. Thanks to state coordinator, and at the same time, I also thank the more than 30 participants who came to the program even for more than 800 kilometers from this place. And they travel more than 1.5 days and come back to here for attending the program. So thanks to all of us, and taking a vote of thanks. I wish the best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.